Hello there, my name's Sam Neffendorf and I'm here today to give you my healthy perspective on detoxing the mind. So, what do we mean by that? Well, it's become very popular for people to detox their bodies, whether through following a clean diet or going on a retreat, carrying out all sorts of methods from the quite moderate to the very extreme. And it really depends on the outcomes that they want. And what they're trying to do is basically release their body from the effects of substances, chemicals, whatever that they've taken in, whether they've eaten or drinking them, taken them in from the atmosphere, or whatever it is. Now, what not so many people look at is detoxing the mind. And this is also very important. And if we look at it in the same way, you can see that the mind takes in all sorts of thoughts, sensory information, and then creates beliefs throughout your entire life. So some of this stuff may have been very reasonable and useful to you in the past, but over time, the sensory information that you pick up and how you perceive that, and then the beliefs that you create from that, can become limiting and actually cause problems in your life. So, when we're looking at a mind detox, we're actually looking to find the beliefs that are limiting you in your life now. Now, these, as I said, may have been very valuable to you, and in your perception, perhaps as a child, they actually enabled you to survive, or at least that was what you believed. Yet, as an adult, if you're still running the same beliefs, then they are no longer serving you. And the great hypnotist Milton Erickson, who is considered the father of modern hypnosis, actually stated that every problem was once a solution. So if you think about that, every problem that you are facing now in your life is as a result of something, basically a belief that you formed about how you had to behave or be when you were younger, that was a solution. So just as an example there, let's say you are struggling at the moment with a lack of boundaries in your life, maybe being a people pleaser, always saying yes to things even if you don't really want to do them. Well, that could come from a behaviour of when you were young, and it could be, there could be millions of ways that you create these sorts of behaviours, but just to give an example, could have been a behaviour that when you were young, you found that by pleasing your parents, you got more love from them. So you associated pleasing people and doing what they said with receiving love. And while you're not consciously thinking that now, you might be your subconscious mind, which is responsible for somewhere in the region of 95 to 98% of your actual behaviours, is playing out that pattern over and over again. And even if your conscious mind, which is basically like a mouse trying to steer an elephant, in comparison of the conscious and subconscious minds, even if it's going, no, why did I say yes to that? Again, it's overpowered by your automatic programming of your subconscious mind. So, to do a mind detox, you have to find the beliefs which are running your subconscious mind, basically, or which your subconscious mind is running, which are controlling your automatic behaviours and your instinctive behaviours, which apply before you've even had time to think about it. So these can be sabotaging whatever it is that you're having trouble with. in your life. For me, the best way that you can actually find these limiting beliefs, the things that are holding you back in your life now, is a process that I call the power of negative thinking. And I call it that because what we're doing here is actually looking to find the negative thoughts, not trying to just push them aside like we're told to in the positive thinking methods, that massive movement of positive thinking. Of course, positive thinking is very important, but you've got negative thoughts there for a reason. And if you're just trying to push them away, pretend they don't exist, well, I'm sorry, they're there anyway. And if you don't make them conscious, then they are going to be sabotaging you at every turn and keeping you stuck. You can power through with positive thinking, positive thinking, positive thinking, but it's a difficult task. It is much easier to actually find these negative thoughts, which are beliefs, and which then form behavior patterns and ideas about yourself, and then understand why they're there, and then release them so that they no longer have an emotional hold on you and they're left in the past. From that point, you're then able to become solution focused and move forwards and create more of what you want in your life. So the process that I recommend doing with this is using EFT tapping. Now, I'm not going to do EFT tapping here with you, but you've probably seen it or heard of it before. It is a process of tapping on acupuncture points, but because your beliefs are very specific to you, I'm not going to do a script for it. I don't believe in EFT scripts anyway, because to get real powerful, long-lasting effects from EFT, you need to do personal exploration. What I will do is I'll include a link to an online course which I created. It's just a short course, 3 audio files. I think it's about 40 minutes long, that you can use to actually explore your limiting beliefs and release some of the emotional attachment to them. And I'll put that down below this video. I might put it on here as well, so that you've got access to that if you want it. That's my process, the power of negative thinking. And I'll give that to the Healthy Perspectives readers at no cost. So that's going to be available for you. But I'm going to talk you through the process, because you can carry out some of this, but the tapping is really, really great for actually releasing that emotional charge that connects those beliefs to you so that you can move forwards in your life. Now, I find that the best way to basically understand what your limiting beliefs are so that you become powerful and conscious of them is to really create a big, hairy, audacious goal for yourself. So something that you really want in your life, but you have not yet been able to achieve. And don't just go with a 10% pay rise or something small. I would like you to think of a big, real stretch goal. If things were amazing for you, what could it be? And that might be meeting your perfect partner. It could be making whatever a huge amount of money is, and not just the money, but what that would mean for your life and your freedom. So let's say that's $20,000 a month or whatever, and what that would mean, what you'd be able to do with that. So getting really clear on what those things are. It could be getting a 6-pack. It could be not from the booze shop either. I mean the body 6-pack, of course. It could be creating a new social life, doing really exciting things. So anything which is something that you would love to do, traveling around the world for a year, whatever. Just think of a big stretch goal, a big, hairy, audacious goal, and really think about that goal and get a really clean sort of view of that. That's lovely. It's nice to do the visualization, but spend as long as you want doing that. You can pause this and come back to it if you want to. Once you've done that, Now, here comes the power of negative thinking. I want you to write down, so really think about this and put a lot of work into this. As long as it takes, I want you to write down every reason why that's not going to happen for you. So everything that's going to stop you achieving that goal, everything about you, you know, the fact that you're too lazy, you're not clever enough, you're not creative enough, good things don't happen to you, whatever your beliefs are, and then all your beliefs about the world. So the world doesn't work like that. Good things like that don't happen to me. People don't want my product enough for me to earn that much money. Just every limiting thought, every negative belief, really go to town on it. Really, really get them down. This is the process. And like I said, you can follow this in more depth in my audio course that I'm going to include along with this video, basically. And it's good to get that stuff out there. And the reason is that people who just dream of the positives, actually that has an effect on your subconscious mind, which can't tell the difference between thoughts and reality, that kind of makes you a little bit less inclined to get your positive outcome, because it's like you've already achieved it. But if you get all these negatives down, then they can become your steps to actually making it happen. So your negative thoughts, these are your beliefs. These are your negative limiting beliefs. And then what you actually do is you can see whether they're true or not. You might find some of them quite funny, but they've come into your mind. Some of them might be a bit more than that, which is why I recommend the tapping, because you can release your emotional charge to them. But now they're there, they're on the table, you're not in denial anymore. You can now detox your mind by releasing yourself from those mental and emotional blocks. So your obstacles become your objectives towards creating more of what you want in your life. And of course, when you release those beliefs, they're going to have a knock-on effect on your entire life. So a belief of I'm not worthy, for example, that could affect your income, could affect your relationships, could affect your opportunities to travel, opportunities to get a promotion or put yourself out there more because you feel more confident. You might feel more comfortable approaching new friends. I mean, the list is endless. When you change these beliefs, you can change your reality. So, from my perspective, that's a mind detox. You are finding your limiting beliefs and then using an emotional processing tool such as EFT tapping to actually find the root cause and release your emotional attachment to them. So that's Sam. My website is eftnow.co.uk. Just like to say once more, I want to give you the Power of Negative Thinking audio series that you can utilize in this way. I'd also love to hear how you find this process. And there's also some other guides that I've included. In fact, in the video series that I include with the Healthy Perspectives magazine, I also offer a slightly different perspective on the power of negative thinking in video 3. So there's loads of stuff that you can use. And if you want any personal support with that, I am available to work with you via video conferencing. So Zoom, which is similar to Skype, or Skype for that matter. You can get in touch with me and I can support you to detox your mind and start creating your life of choice. So that's Sam, EFT Now, detox your mind, over and out.